Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Capsule Cast. I am your host, Anthony, along with my co host, Destiny,
Hello, this is certainly a different setup.
with special guests, Coach of Derp, Fiora,
Hi, I make the tier lists if you pay attention to those.
and other special guest. Well, not that special. He was on last week. Havok, Coach of Budokai.
Hello.
He also does a little tier list thing. We'll get to it later. How's everybody doing today, guys? Come on, get in here. Let's talk. How's
Doing
everybody doing?
doing good. My lawn's currently being mowed, so I can't have air.
Okay.
Coping.
Hoping.
Go. As you should, as you should. What about you, Fiora? How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Was playing some Dark Souls earlier, and I'm just a bit upset about how my match turned out. But we'll get there when we get there.
We'll get there, boys. Don't worry. We got a lot to say this week. So, Destiny, my favorite co-host, you ready to transition?
It just you just gotta say it.
Let's go. Match one. Bujans versus Namek. This match, unfortunately, was not very close. At the start, Gohan Buu versus Early Piccolo went as expected. Early Piccolo kind of bit the dust, but as soon as Namek's top two hitters, Late Piccolo and Nuova, came in, it was kind of game over for the Bujans. Spope and Evil Buu really lacking, and Kid Buu not ult spamming as usual. These two teams are very good. They're gonna make it far. One's North Kai, one's East Kai. What do you think, Destiny? Give me your thoughts.
Well, kind of just said what I was going to say. Gohan Boo versus Early Piccolo was kind of always going in Gohan Boo's favor. But to give it to Early Piccolo, he did bring Gohan Boo down to like near death.
Mm.
But just as the saying goes, kind of the Late Piccolo Nuova show just kind of ran through the other half of Namek because funny enough, actually no wait, Kid Buu was versus Nuova. Kid Buu actually brought this to an even match because it was just a fresh 80k versus 80k when Late Piccolo and Spovich came in, and that's when it started, turning into the Late Piccolo show again. So.
Mm-hmm. Fiora, tell me what you think about these two teams. Kind of far away in terms of division, but everybody has an opinion on everybody, right? So, what do you think?
Namek, I feel like their lineup is very top heavy, because when I think Namek, I think Nova Shinron, Late Piccolo, they're monsters. King Piccolo, he's not bad, but he's not particularly standout either. But
Yeah,
then you get Nail and Early Piccolo, and they're really they just haven't really been up to snuff for a while now. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But
I think it's
just
all
like
the clothes they're wearing. It holds them back.
also, this is Team Piccolo. We have Dad Piccolo, Early Piccolo, Nail, who becomes Piccolo, Late Piccolo, and Nova Shinron, who was born from King Piccolo's wish to regain his youth, so
He
he's
is
technically a Piccolo.
he's stepson Piccolo, as we all know.
I actually never
Stepbrother
thought.
Piccolo.
I actually forgot with which wish Nuova was from, so that's actually very
Mm-hmm.
interesting. Everyone comes back to Piccolo on Namek.
All roads lead to King Piccolo, as it should be. Havoc. How do you feel about Bujans? Tell me your thoughts on Bujans.
I'm honestly surprised they didn't bench uh, Buhan for so that they have him for their divisional coming up.
Mm.
But outside of Buhan and Evil Boo, they don't they just have a lot of consistent 40k characters. Those are like the two that I always feel like they rely on to get them ahead or bring matches back.
That's fair. I understand maybe why they wanted their strongest lineup. Namek is a very powerful team, you know, especially knowing that Namek's probably going to bring one of their strongest lineups because they don't have a divisional. So I can kind of understand why Bujans want to bring in the big hitters, you know. Now, I have a question for the panel here. Mm, in terms of teams, who has the strongest character between the two of them? In your opinions?
The strongest
Easily
character
Namek.
or the strongest team? Because that
Character.
differs. Okay,
So between the two, yeah.
Namek.
Easy, Namek, no shot.
Late Piccolo
Late
kind of.
Late Piccolo's been a monster for years at this point, and it really doesn't seem like he's stopping anytime soon.
Late Piccolo's alt Gohan's dad. We all yeah. He's technically the alt Gohan after alt Gohan, but also his dad at the same time, I guess.
Taught him everything he knows. I agree.
But also took some bits from alt Gohan.
You know, timeline shenanigans.
If he taught Gohan everything he knows, you'd think alt Gohan would have a much worse alt.
Hey, Hell's Zone Grenade won the match, okay? Without it, they might not have won.
It's
Who
true.
knows?
It's true. Solid 10k damage across two Hell Zones.
I just think there's a reason it was renamed to Super Trap Shooter.
Ultimate
Trap Shooter?
Hell Zone Grenade, though, is better than Super Ghost Kamikaze Attack.
Or Super Ghost Boo Kamikaze Attack.
Yeah.
Those ults, though.
Yeah, those ghost attacks suck. I feel really bad for Bujans and Rugrats whenever they go for that.
At least Hell Zone Grenade can have the possibility to connect fully in a space map. Even on a space map,
it's still kind
ghosts are hard to hit.
And it's only
hey, maybe one day they can get new ults.
I don't think they deserve new ults. They're too good.
Also, wondering why Ultimate Gohan doesn't have a worse ult, even though, you know, Hell Zone Grenade, it's a Piccolo special. It ain't ever coming off of Piccolo. Special Beam Cannon, maybe. Light Grenade, maybe. Hell Zone Grenade, not Piccolo special.
Yeah, I can see that. We said everything we had to this match, or do we have any more comments you guys want to make?
I just wanted to mention, someone here mentioned it being weird that Bujans didn't bench Buhan. I just want to comment that you don't necessarily need to bench your quote-unquote best team member right before a divisional.
True.
That's true.
Like, what you would want, like, at least in my mind, what I would do is just not bench who I would consider to be the weakest link in preparation for the divisional set that I could bench them.
That might be a tactic, considering Spopovich is in the lineup this week, and clearly he is their weakest link. So,
about that. I would argue that there's times where Fat Boo feels like the weakest link on Bujans.
I think there's times where also Evil Boo feels like the weakest.
A lot of volatility. I will agree with that. I think Evil and Fat Boo have higher peaks, though, if I had to make that point.
Definitely, and to kind of come off what Fiora said, it really only, like, later in the season do, like, the benches actually, like, start to matter. Because people can start to track who's coming in a lot better and who's going to be out a lot better.
That is true.
But
this season, like, you don't need to worry much about your benches as long as you bench appropriately for the matchup.
I feel like we should be moving on.
Yeah, you guys ready? Let's go on to match 2. We got ED versus Kaiju. Now, this match was surprisingly close. In the beginning, it felt like, Krillin was handling Turles. Turles tags into Bardock. Bardock destroys a lot of these characters. The stats are a little iffy, but mostly because, Scouter came in after and kind of ate it and almost made it basically a tie game. Napa was in there. He did 2 volcanic explosions, both hitting, and Goku kind of dropped the ball, not gonna lie. But was it End or
what he was stacked up against? I think he did pretty good at the end.
You sure Goku kind of brought it from a losing match to a almost winning? the
Was
match.
Mid Goku the one at the end or End Goku? I
It-
might have mixed
No,
them up.
it was Goku, but
Goku.
remember, Goku had to deal with like a bit of Napa left and entirety of Scouter.
I agree. I think the way he went out, pretty down bad. That's my opinion.
That's just volcanic explosion, my guy. Not much you can do.
Hey,
What's with this anti-Earth Defender bias? He brought it to a
whoa,
bar
whoa! I love Earth Defenders.
from a
Okay,
losing
Macho.
position.
No, I'm not blaming
Macho's my
Enku. I'm
guy.
just saying it's volcanic explosion. Like the hitbox
All I
is
know
weak.
is South Kai supremacy. It's a different energy in the room
But
right now. That's all I'm
this-
trying to push. That's it.
This isn't even Kaiju's best lineup. This is probably arguably their worst since Adult's not in. And
It's true.
they went toe to toe with one of Earth Defender's best lineups. Tien's not in, but still pretty strong.
If you
lineup.
listened last week, you could hear why Tien wasn't in.
Yeah.
Man, this is... Whew. What do you guys, Fiora? What do you think about Kaiju? One of the sleeper teams, in my opinion, of this season.
I'm not really sure what to think of Kaiju right now.
Hmm.
Like, I know a bit weird considering I have to watch all the matches at least once, more often than not twice, because of the tier lists. I just haven't gotten just like a particular vibe of how they're doing.
Hmm. Okay. You know what?
They're a
That's
scary
fair.
team.
Yeah, I think so too, Havok.
If they didn't have Turles, I would be less scared, but that Turles pickup was crazy.
It's definitely clutch.
Personally speaking, it's a matchup that I'm basically coming in knowing that I'll lose because Giants, whole team of them,
I feel you on that one.
and Hercule
True.
Kit is literally useless against them.
Imagine not
Nothing
having an
works on
8-hour
them.
body breaker is gonna be me.
Can he not give them a
Could be
present?
that's destiny.
No, he can't give them presents. I've seen testing; it doesn't work.
That's sad.
Basically, if he goes giant, Hercule kind of useless.
Hmm.
Which also, Kaiju's the home team for our matchup, so I wonder who the bench could possibly be. Spoiler warning.
Dodoria, obviously.
Why,
Is it Kui?
you know, unless Kaiju's next week for you guys, that's gonna be a big spoiler if they listen in.
True,
I-
true.
My next matchup's not Kaiju, it's Earth Defenders. Funny enough, the other team I do stats for, too.
And the other team in this match.
Destiny. I'm curious. What are your thoughts on Earth Defenders now that we brought them up? I don't think I've heard you talk about them much in our own private conversations.
I think they actually have a go-to team, but you know, if Goku liked going Super Saiyan 3, I think they'd at least have a bit more of firepower. But he like going Super Saiyan 2 and then staying there or dying. You know.
I agree. I think hopefully they're as strong as they were last season,
Oh.
but things change in the off season, right?
Also, at
New
least
build.
in my opinion, and I think you could agree, I think base mid-Q has a higher potential than Super Saiyan. But that's just me.
I agree, and I think allowing him to transform gives him really good potential, especially for tagging.
Also allows him to have KSA now.
KSA, yeah, that's the big thing, right? The man who was once banned off it can start with it if he's in base. So
Everyone thought KSA on mid's base form was banned because like no one ever used it.
yeah, because Earth Defenders really didn't change their builds much in a long time. So
Anyway,
now that there's some new
Can I
blood,
mention?
Hmm?
I would like to say my piece on Earth Defenders.
go ahead.
yes, please.
So, a definite issue that I have regarding Earth Defenders is that they really haven't changed their builds in
Mhm.
years. And, like, hey, if it works, it works, but it's just. You kind of know what to expect from them at this point, unless, like, they get some new blood to change it up. Like, Tien's going to be the pure tank with Eternal Life. Maybe he'll have Fighting Spirit. Krillin's the melee. Maybe he'll have defense instead of attack as his Blue Bertara. Vegeta's
Mhm.
the melee, or Midku is the super +2 guy.
Yep,
And
he's
I'll
spammer.
admit, Endku, he's spicing it up a bit. But it's just like he's one guy, and it doesn't feel like that they changed the rest of the team much to accommodate him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
But
definitely a double-edged sword in
Yeah.
that respect.
but it does work. They do bring matches very close.
Yeah. They are the ultimate benchmark. If your team can handle them, I think you're in a good spot. Me personally. As a team
So
who's
far,
always
there's
lost
two
to them.
teams that fit that.
Because, I mean, there's a lot more teams that have like gimmicks you have to work around, but like ED and one other team, ED and one other team, I'm kind of forgetting that other team, but as Havok said, there's like that one other team that's like, if you can get through them, you're kind of in a good spot.
You ready to move on to match 3?
And
Sure.
I said one more thing. The GOAT
Yes.
Napa. The GOAT.
Goat. The king of kings, Goatee Napa. How did I forget? Goatee's in the name. He's a goat. It makes perfect
I've been
sense.
saying this since the old league. Napa is just underrated.
Oh, he has
It's
like,
nice to see him doing what I've always imagined him doing.
funny enough, even with The Rock, even with like The Rock B2, he does have like one of the better 8 transformations because he does get that innate defense +2. He gets
Why
a
does
super
everyone hate on The
explosive wave.
Rock?
Tanky.
He already has a 1.5 in base.
He's very tanky.
I mean, it's still innate. It's still innately too, which on top of
I'm
his,
just saying it's not
yeah.
that big of a buff for him.
I mean, considering that
Considering
mean-
he starts at 1.5, you know?
I also guess considering he also mostly runs defense.
If I had to give an ape the chunkiest boy award, it would be for Napa.
I don't know, right? I don't know. Raditz kind of be fighting with, with the hair.
The hair is air. It's water weight, okay? I don't count that. All muscle here.
This makes it less aerodynamic. That's why Nappa's stronger than him. He's
Mhm.
bald.
He's nothing holding him back.
No. Now,
Alright.
just one silly little question. Do you
Yes.
think when Napa goes ape form, all the hair that he gets on his body just comes from his goatee?
Good question. Have we revisited Super Saiyan 3
No.
Nappa yet? Better question. When Nappa goes Super Saiyan 4, what happens? Where does the hair come from?
His eyebrows.
True,
Oh.
true. He does have hair on his eyebrows, but
Oh.
that's territory we'll leave to other things.
Why are you bringing this up in the first place then?
It's
Next
why-
match.
I just wanted to see if
Guys.
the ape comes from the goatee, and then he extended it.
We're in match 2 and we're off the rails already. We got 6 more and we gotta keep this moving.
Well, there is 4 of us here. A lot more people to bounce off of.
Oh,
Right?
Next match,
oh,
next match.
don't worry. Just wait when we get like 5 or 6 people on it.
Oh yeah, let's go. Match 3. Sentai Squad versus Rugrats. Another unfortunate, I'm gonna stomp. Sentai Squad, I love them. I also love Rugrats, but South Kai supremacy, you can't stop it. Sentai Squad's very good. They got Jiren and Saiyaman of all people going crazy.
I
Now
was so
Jason
hoping
Birder
they would
might
drop
look
him.
Jason Birder might look a little down in stats, but it's mostly because the other two kind of, wrecked Goten, Cell Jr., Frieza, and Kid Trunks, who, by the way, did not fuse even though fusions were on. Very sad to see. We hate it. What are your guys' thoughts on this match? Let's start with Destiny.
Alright, well, one of the few times that we don't get to see Goten just because, one, Goten liked using his Blastox not for fusion, and Jiren kind of, killed his health. But, going away from that, Saiyaman been like hella sleeper recently.
Yeah.
And he was on the lookout of being dropped at least one person here would like that.
Definitely, I thought he was gone for sure.
I think
we
most
all
people
thought that they
assume.
would keep say a woman and drop say a man, and then they didn't.
Well, they did end up keeping
Er,
say a woman.
Sorry, Ginyu.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
yeah.
dropped Ginyu, the captain, the new captain. Jiren's in his
But
place.
but you know,
No, he can't be the captain. He's the new guy. You can't make the new guy the captain.
he's the
Sure
new
you can.
he's the new guy with the muscles. He's
He's
Raccoon's replacement.
I mean, who's gonna stop him?
almighty
Yeah,
janitor of the group.
who's
He's
gonna
not
tell
only-
him no?
Listen. He's the almighty janitor of the team. He's the new guy, but we all know he's the strongest one. So we all know that in the back room, he's the one really leading the team.
Yeah, you know, we gotta pick on him.
Are you
Bro,
sure,
he's center
or
stage in their banner. How is he not the leader?
or you just think Saiyaman is letting him, just get the spotlight since he's the new guy?
True. They could be holding back for Jiren, making him look good. I see all of these being true. And why
I don't
not?
know about them holding back. Birder and Saiyaman have been kind of goated this season.
They have been goaded. They're not gonna do less than 50, but they're gonna make sure that Jiren gets his 50 too.
Now, got a question for Havok.
Mm.
There were a lot of Sentai members on that top 10 list. If you if people checked out the Discord last night,
Join the
was
Discord.
Havok did what was it, like a top 10 personal? Who do you think is like best this season?
Yes.
Yeah, I did a top 10 tier list of who I thought were the top 10 best characters in the league
then-
right now.
And
There were like 3 Sentai members.
and then
Was
Jiren
there?
and
I
Say
don't
it.
remember there being 3.
Well, remember, Frieza Soldier replaces Jiren,
Mhm.
and then
I know it had Jiren and Birder, or Jiren and Saiyaman were up
you
there.
had Jiren and Saiyaman in the actual top 10. You had Birder in honorable mentions.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So, what were some thought process behind that?
Birder's just always been like one of the best characters for Sentai, and even this season he's been easily getting 50k whenever he can.
If he's on
Saiyaman is just volatile. He's been spamming explosive wave over his rush B2s, which is something that a lot of teams that have picked him up in years past have tried to get him to do. And because they know if he's spamming that, he's going to be a top character. And then Jiren's just Jiren. We've seen him ult spam.
That's true.
I mean,
I have a. Oh,
I was gonna say,
Go ahead.
even if Saiyaman does his rush, if it hits, it does a chunk,
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
good damage for sure. It's one of the better rushes.
and it's just one punch. He literally one punch and half your health is gone.
I will also point out that having a rush ultimate with dragon power is very strong, considering if you clash, you get
You get
win
it
that
back.
clash, you get all of that max power back,
Other another chance to ult, or
or
Good
more
things.
max power mode combos. It opens up doors to crazy builds
But
with
anyway.
with Sparking Plus.
I
and max power.
I have a question for Fiora. What would you give your divisional rivals, Rugrats? Advice for now. Just took a loss. They're looking to bounce back. What's your advice for them?
Lieutenant Trunks Kabito's secret art if you're going to make them fuse, because that's something I noticed watching the match. Goten came in with only no blast stocks,
Yeah.
and he just didn't have the stocks to transform early like he usually does.
Well, maybe in
which really
testing,
screwed them
you
over
might have.
because, true. But still, last season he was on. Anytime they fused, he was on Kabito's secret art, and would just
Mhm.
fuse within his first health bar to just very quick go tanks. But because he didn't have any sort of B1 Portaras, he just didn't have enough to fuse, especially considering he was actually using his B1s.
Yeah. If I had to put myself in the mindset of Rugrats, I would guess that maybe they wanted to have their regular builds and hope that they fused as a bonus. But, maybe it wasn't their main focus. Maybe, well, hopefully Goten does well, and if he, gets enough blast stocks, they'll fuse, right? But obviously that didn't really work out. So, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Havok, you got any thoughts on Rugrats? I want to give him some love, you know.
I'm
Sentai's
sure.
getting a lot of love now.
I'm sure that Fiora is happy to see Rugrats lose as much as I am, just because we need. We all fighting for that bye week.
Oh
But
yeah.
I don't know if Trunks came in and was able to ult spam like that and then go into a Gotenks toward the end of his life. I feel like they could have won that.
Yeah. That's fair.
Just the volatility of fusions.
Yeah.
I think if Goten led instead of Cell Jr., they might have done something a little different too. But, you know, it's all speculation at this point.
I do think that Trunks is better than Gotenks has been, but Goten is worse than Gotenks. So it's hard
I
to
think
meet in that middle area.
I think Goten can be better, but I understand what you're saying for sure. Consistently, Kid Trunks is like top 5, and
That
Gotenks is Gotenks, right?
that ult spam, the big tree cannon does hurt.
It's very 20k. Oh. We ready to move on?
Sometimes it glitches out and does 30k if the name doesn't pop up for some reason.
True. I think that's a
What?
mechanic, but I can't tell.
Is that a thing? What?
Yes. You
Uh,
can quick fire like your
so-
B2s and ults.
Sometimes if like say a person dodges like a rush or a B2, and then like sometimes if they like dodge, they immediately fire the thing out.
Mhm.
Whether it be like a B2 or an ult, and it will just have no name, and then for some reason just do a little bit more damage, or
I think it's a mechanic because it happens more often than I think.
it happens a lot with like beam or ball ultimates.
Yes.
Doesn't happen as much with rush ults, but it still does happen with rush ults. And sometimes because it's quick fire, the rush ult hits.
All right, we ready to go on to match 5?
We're on match
Yeah.
4.
Oh, sorry. I was reading the slides. Sorry, guys, a little behind baseball. Inside baseball, I was looking at the slides, not the. You ready to go match 4?
Sure thing.
Yeah, I put a match up there for a reason because it did
I
confuse
know.
me at first.
Gohan's forehead blocks the
What are
white.
you? What are you, a Yu-Gi-Oh player? You don't read.
But
Hey man.
but you can see kind of where you get confused because I'm pretty sure match 4 is
Hybrids
Elite.
versus Muscle with the Elite. This is actually one of my favorite matches of this week. This was a battle of whose biggest character is better, Trunks or Ultimate Gohan. It started off with Trunks dominating Nam and basically all of future Gohan. And then he dies. 13 comes in, doesn't ult, gets wrecked though by the elite man himself, Ultimate Gohan, who comes in and just makes quick work of Garlic and Bojack. Team was in there too. He did good stuff. I'm not going to discredit him, but it's Ultimate Gohan's time to shine, and I think we're all happy to see it. What do you guys think? Havok.
I thought the match was clear cut in Muscle's favor up until Ultimate Gohan came in.
Mm-hmm.
And then he kind of just tore through Trunks, fought Garlic for a bit, then tagged. And once Garlic was down to his last legs, he came back in and just destroyed the rest of the team.
Yeah. Fiora, what do you think about Muscle and hybrids? You've had experience with Muscle in the past. Last season, you beat them in the playoffs.
Fairly, I might add.
Hey, a win's a win, okay?
This was one of the biggest swing matches in league history because at the start it was just overwhelmingly dominant because of Trunks just KOing half of hybrids. But then Ultimate Gohan just popped in and just cleaned a house. I'm sure that the big reason for this is because Trunks did an early transformation. He had almost 2 health bars, And because
Yeah.
of just how much slower his melee is in that form, Gohan was just given a lot more opportunity to punish him and just destroy him, which just
That's true.
snowballed into the rest of the match.
Mm, I have a question for you guys. As we can see, hybrids and muscle both have someone who they recently acquired, Garlic Jr. and Nam. How are we feeling on their pickups? You know, one's an FA, one's alone, but just curious. It seems like Garlic Jr. is looking better, but Nam, poor guy. What do you think happened here?
I think
How do you feel
hybrids
about their?
realized why we dropped Nom.
Mm, Interesting. Okay.
Still better than Kid.
I
I don't know
disagree.
about that. I don't know about that.
Disagree, but I
Not
get that.
not
Do you
Kid
think?
not Kid Ku, Kid Gohan.
Oh yeah, Kid
Oh,
Gohan.
yes, yes.
Definitely better, but even then, that was not the best pickup they could have had. I'm
Do
sure
you
if they
think
had Pan instead of Nom, they would have done a little bit
Yeah,
better. But Rugrats kind of
swooped
snaked
in.
that one.
Yeah. I do have a question. Do you think Nam would have fared better if he fought someone like Bojack or Garlic Jr. and not Adult Trunks, which is by far Muscle's best character, I think? Maybe second best. Who knows?
No.
Against
13 on a good
no,
day is definitely their best.
against Garlic, no. Against Garlic, yes, because if he can just stay in Garlic's face and Garlic wants to do spam. But against anyone else on that team, no.
Hmm.
I don't know about that because we did a lot of testing with Nom against characters like Garlic, and I don't know. We didn't test against Bojack, but I know in years past Nom has struggled with Bojack. But his problem with Garlic is anytime Garlic decides he wants to backstep B2, he kind of just has to eat it.
Yeah. Destiny, how do you feel about Garlic right now? Is he disappointing you? How's your son making you feel?
All right. Third child kind of, gets some love, but he's
Ouch.
he's making me at least not feel bad about the loan. He's making me not feel bad about the loan. He'll bring it back up, but yeah, way to ignore me earlier and not ask me how I feel about these teams, how I feel about the match.
Hey, take your time, brother. I'm sorry.
But because I was just going to transition that anyway. How I felt about this match was Trunks, that early transformation kind of done him in. But what's funny, he could have done an inexperienced power up and ult, got that elite.
True.
I know Muscle's still kind of a little bit salty that Trunks didn't get the elite, but
Any B2 honestly would have got him the elite.
But I think when Ultimate Gohan came in, he came in and said, "I'll kill you." Got them blood in his eyes, and he just ran through all of Muscle. And can we just say, Muscle's arguable best character, depends on the day. 13.
Yeah,
Got demolished.
He definitely got pushed in. He wasn't allowed to do the things he usually does, and yeah.
He was at
Took
one
him pretty
bar
rough.
before he even reached 2 bars of Blastox.
Mm-hmm. It was very sad. He didn't even get a chance.
Also, movie
I
canon.
just had an epiphany.
What's up?
You know how that new Dragon Ball movie Superhero is coming out?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I think Ultahan went nuts as advertising for that.
And he beat up the
Hey, I gotta
android.
represent for
Yeah,
my
he
movie.
beat up
I'm
the
the main
android.
character.
And he had to beat up the android, yeah.
I would say that, but he in wrong costume.
This is the only costume.
Sadly, they really should make the Piccolo gi. But anyway,
We should.
Modders, can we get that gi?
Yeah.
It's very easy. It's just a costume.
Hey, you guys
Copy
ready to
paste
transition?
Piccolo's.
I was going to say one more thing.
Oh, yes, please.
Sorry, go ahead.
Movie canon ending. We got Teen Han killing Bojack.
True.
With his ult.
With his ult?
He doesn't run through the ult, which is sad.
not everything can be 100% accurate, but we try here in DBZ League.
But I mean, it was a little bit more accurate. He was in the right costume,
Yeah, yeah.
and Bojack
Well,
was
shoot.
transformed.
We ready to move on to match 5, or we got
Yes.
some more stuff to say about these two lovely teams?
I do want to point out that I
Mhm.
did make like a Gohan going elite montage for this match. So if you join the Discord, that's the only way
Yes.
you'll be able to see it as of right now.
Exclusive access to Discord members only. Link in the description. Join up. Hit the like button, the sub, and the bell. Smash them all.
I can tell you right now, if I could and if I am allowed to, I would probably do the match video as a background, but that is beyond my current capabilities.
Don't worry, Destiny. You'll get more power soon once the coup happens. And on the Discord server, join.
I do recommend though that y'all three check it out. It was quite insane how well he did.
I was probably gonna check it out after the cast,
Yeah, I'm down.
but
We'll do a reaction video.
Reaction to your own content.
Capsule
know about
cast
that.
Shameless,
reaction.
absolutely shameless. What next? Do you become a reaction channel?
Oh yes,
you know,
DBZ League reactions.
and fun-
Let's go.
funny enough, those are actually popular. So
Yeah,
want
we're
to
gonna
get
do one.
want to get subs,
Just got to bring
No problem.
back the Whitecast channel. Put it on there.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
bring in people to like react to things.
Whoa, guys, don't tell all our secrets. This is aftercast talk, okay? Don't spoil everything. We'll get to it. Let's move on to match 5.
Yeah.
Royals versus what's this team called? Sinaima? Sinaima? Is that how you pronounce it?
All right,
Destiny?
I'm doing 3 times
Movie
as much.
theater.
I'm doing 3 times as
Netflix,
much
the
Android
team.
slander. Actually, I'm doing 3 times as much slander for all your teams. Goddamn.
Whoa, listen, I was gonna gas you up. South Kai supremacy. You
That's
showed.
Pretty princesses versus Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I had to laugh at
That's
that.
amazing. That's amazing. I
Wait,
love that.
Wait, this is pretty princesses. Where's Princess Trunks? Oh wait, he was in the last match, wasn't he?
He's not
Yeah.
allowed on a team with his father.
I mean, he could.
And his grandfather.
I
And
mean,
his grandfather.
I mean, at least with
But
his
he
at
can't
least
be on
with
a
his
team
pops,
with his
he
daddy.
could. He can be on our team with his dad. He's just never going to be allowed to be with his grandpa.
Yeah. All right. This match was insane. Cinema, aka movie theater, Netflix, showing that Pretty Princess Royals can bleed. The 2021 champions can lose, especially when they don't have their best Majin Vegeta out. This was insane. Fasha and PyCon showcased. I know Janemba's numbers look low. That's only because Slug had a bar left. Everyone else did their part. It was a bloodfest.
I
Havok.
wouldn't say Majin Vegeta's their best. I'd say Slug is easily better.
I mean, they lost and Majin Vegeta's not in, so.
Hey man, he's the clutch king, but even he can't clutch what happened here.
Majin Vegeta has been carrying Royals for a long time now.
I don't know about that. We haven't seen much of him in the off season or this season.
I'm just.
Oh, I
going
meant
to-
in 2021 and 2020. Sorry.
I'm just going to abstain until everyone says their piece.
Yes. Well, we got to talk to the supporter after. He's the last. He's got a lot to say. Fiora, how do you
was
feel?
quite
There are some colorful
volatile.
words.
PyCon was what, Havok? Sorry.
He was quite volatile this week,
Yeah,
and
he's
proved his spot at top 3 FAs.
big 3 for sure. Dang. What about you, Fiora? How you feeling about these teams? Looking like monsters in the horizon, 2 kaijus fighting.
Don't say that. That'll be. Don't say that.
They're
Let me
two,
go
in my
Kaiju.
opinion,
Come on.
these- in my opinion, these are 2 of the strongest teams in the entire league. They're pretty amazing.
It's a joke because Kaiju's a terrible matchup for my team.
All right. So what are you
Uh,
thinking about Royals and Cinema?
Netflix.
honestly,
I'll hold on before you do that. I'll allow Netflix. No sign Napa, please. No.
Just call them Hulu instead.
Call. I'll even accept
Mm.
Morbin time at this point. Just no.
No, you guys are stars. You're stars on demand.
Uh, Can I speak now?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
you're
I'm
storming.
I'm sorry. I'm not allowing the slander.
So, now, honestly, I'm impressed that Team Movie Theater managed to defeat the Pretty Princesses because the royal family has just been absolutely insane in the preseason and in week 1. Just, yeah, but Team Morbin time to really show how they have that potential to be the strongest team in the league. Because you have Fasha, Janemba, Pycon as an FA, Gogeta. He wasn't in this week, but Broly.
They are stacked this year. Team Team Voodoo is definitely stacked.
Wait, Voodoo? How does that even relate to him?
No,
That
it's a
is-
streaming
yeah.
service.
Oh.
Yeah, it's dumb. Don't worry. Listen, team landowners over there are very good. Okay, they have a lot of work. Team generational wealth.
You
has
know,
a lot of things
we just
going
making
for them.
we just making our own names at this point. Sign us up.
Oh, the Royals are great. These teams are both juggernauts. Honestly, if I didn't have as much confidence in my team, these two will be a bowl finale easily. I can definitely see this happening. Now, Destiny, the man of the hour. Please talk about Team HBO Max and how great.
I'm just gonna say we're Team Disney Plus, we're Team HBO Max, we're Team Netflix. Come on.
Nah, if you had Garlic Jr., you guys would be Team Disney Plus.
He's not actually a kid though.
He's the Mickey Mouse. He's the
Also,
He's
brand.
the most PG on there.
By the way, we're getting him back next season. Wait,
Yeah,
hold on. How is he the most PG? He literally has a move in the movie and on a transformation called the Dead
Listen,
Zone.
when
How
half
that
your
PG?
squad are like killers and devils, I mean, you gotta find the one.
I don't know. I think if we're talking family friendly, I think Gogeta's the closest because he's a hero.
He's pretty. He almost killed Broly in the Super movie. That's not very.
Harboring back to last season,
Just let him rampage around.
Harboring back to last season. You gotta remember the tier list. We got Mr. Anakin Skywalker over here, Gogeta. I knew that would crack him. I knew that would crack him up, so I did it.
It gets everywhere, including his vest. He hates it.
But just bringing down the funny for a minute, the actual seriousness. So I was a bit scared because you know what? Deborah should be the strongest member versus our team. And he got beat with Gogeta having 2 bars, a matchup which Deborah 70% of the time does win. And I can tell you right now, if Majin Vegeta was in, I'd still be scared. I wouldn't be as scared because because our team does do relatively decent into MV, surprising.
Interesting.
But say at least a little bit of 2 more. Actually no, 4 more things. I don't want to say 2 more and a joke in my family apparently. But so
take your time.
Pycon was actually on a different build than what most of our testing and in the preseason was. He had Super +1, Power Rage, Dragon Spirit, I think launches support, but I have to double check that last Patara. Hold on, let me double check. Yeah, he had launches support.
Fake fan.
Memory doesn't serve me all well.
Fake team member.
But yeah, he had 3 2-cost Pataras and one cost main blue Patara, and you know he showed up. He did the work. Happy for him. King Vegeta though, like I don't want to dabble on my team too much. King Vegeta, my God, that man really improved when he came over here, didn't he?
King Vegeta is definitely scary. I know the image in the background makes him look pretty pathetic, but he's scary, I promise.
No, he's just confused. He's just confused. Why didn't his team win?
Yeah, you know, he's not used to carrying. He's used to being a solid role player. Now he has to step up.
That's the
I believe in
That's
you.
the POV of when he got tagged in.
What?
No, that's the POV on when he saw his team lost. But
Stick with Kaiju. I shouldn't have signed that contract.
Oh, guys, I wish I was back.
After the match, he was calling up Napa saying, "Yo, what can we do to get me back over there?"
Grand Vizier Napa, how do we fix this?
Is there a way mid-season loan trade? What?
But
All right.
no. But the true reason why the background name is just like that, he's just coping.
Yeah.
He coping.
He COVID.
The
But
face
Alright.
you make when you run out of copium.
I had a couple more things to say.
Oh yeah, go.
I'm actually Havok. I think you said this, but if you didn't, I know someone said this during the watch party of the actual stream day. Metacooler should have actually won versus Fasha, because Fasha's apparently a defense character. I know we put her on defense, but you know, she still hits like most people do on attack.
That is true. That is true.
Just because we give her defense don't mean she not gonna come in there with the hands, you know.
Yeah, I think the exact thing I said was Metakiller normally does very, very well into the defensive characters because he's just able to outlast them and just stay in their face constantly, so they can't rely on like what Tien relies on with B2 usage. And then Metakiller, as a defensive android, he's able to passively charge that key to do what they want to do, but better.
Well, you know what Fasha likes to do? Punch.
She does like to punch a lot.
Yeah,
Trust
Y'all
me.
just
I
gotta
know.
make her an energy ballot spammer.
No.
The true path.
No. I'll take Trap Shooter over that, please. But my last thing, this could have easily gone into Royals' favor very
It could have.
fast.
You both are very strong teams for sure.
Specifically because of one thing. Giant Slug, 10k B2 damage. Janemba has the defense -1 because it was blue.
That is definitely a factor that would have hurt him for sure.
Oh no, if he hit, because Slug threw like 10 B2s this match, and he hit with like 2.
Yeah.
Pretty sure if Fat Happy was here, who is the coach of Royals, he would agree. But if any of them hit Janemba, he got melted through like butter. Anyway.
He would have. You guys ready to move on to match 6?
Oh, I am definitely ready.
All right, let's go. We got GT versus Resurrected Warriors, non-canon versus zombies. Now, this match was interesting to say the least. Pretty bad for GT all around, except for one man, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. And for RW, pretty bad all around, except for one man, early Goku. And here's the kicker. GT was almost gonna win, except for Mr. GT Goku over there, kind of dropping the ball against the new GOAT Yajirobe. I don't know. Hey,
You know,
Hmm?
you say except for early Goku, but you know Yaj was giving the hands, and he did win them the
he
match.
was, but I would, me personally, give that more
Oh,
towards GT Goku fumbling the bag.
yeah,
But
Yajirobe did almost 70K. What do you mean?
yeah.
GT Goku fumbled the bag hard.
I mean, yeah, not to discount that, but Yajirobe still did his work.
I maybe I'm blind. I have a sword user and I feel like he's better, but I understand the Yajirobe love. I get it.
And, you know,
You know.
It's not Yajirobe love. It's giving him credit where it's due. You're not.
I mean, I don't know.
there's a
Okay.
reason
Dude,
I put
Yajirobe's always been goated. Y'all just
there,
have failed to see it.
there's a
Listen,
reason
when
why
I'm
I put
hosting,
the
I'm biased. Okay.
there's a reason why I put the man at the background there. That man deserved it. He had a
Bro,
pixel.
I thought you just wanted to look at him. His nice little chin there. I
He,
thought you just liked his drip.
he's
well,
so good they nerfed him and got rid of his most valuable asset of Sensu Bean.
and that
True.
technically that could have made him better. Now he
They
just
got
has
rid
a,
of all
now
healing,
now he
though.
just has max power mode as the fastest B1 charger in the game.
That is
And the
true.
most
That is
B1 charges in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, Bobby has 7, and there are a lot of characters that have 6.
Actually, yeah,
Jiro
there.
has 6.
I'd say starting form as the fastest one, he does have the most though.
True.
There's a lot of characters that have 6, but they don't charge him very fast like him.
Oh, actually, GT, announcement to make. Sorry, you're not my favorite team anymore. You benched Jiro, and that is a sin that I cannot abide
What
by.
what
You failed me.
what if they're just testing Grandpa Gohan, testing the waters? Because Grandpa Gohan
I
isn't in
mean,
that
you're
much.
you're testing him, and you're 0-2. Jiro's in
They're,
there. You're 2-0.
I mean,
they're
but
trying to get that comeback win of 0-6 to 6-6.
yeah, that's just how GT
They're
works.
just doing what they did. They're just doing what they did in 2020. You know, they lose for the first quarter of the season. You know, just 0 wins, and then they get a winning streak.
Mhm.
They're playing the long game.
Playing the long
We'll
con.
see. My I'm saddened to see Jiro benched for Grandpa Gohan of all people. But
They
that's
just don't
just
want
me.
Jiro to be part of their MVP lineup.
Very sad. Very sad. Speaking of Jiro, Fiora, how do you feel about GT and their choice of picking him up and just their team in general?
Speaking from experience with Jiro, I don't quite understand why they picked him up. It could just be that swapping him out for Pan would just freed up open slots because, you know, as an android, there are a lot of Rotars he can basically have a monopoly on without treading on the toes of anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
But still, it's I just it doesn't help that my introduction to him, like with him as a member of a team that I'm a part of, was in 2020, where my
Yeah.
team had no testing and I had to work off of Android's testing of him.
I agree that you maybe had a bad first impression, but I promise you, he's worth your time. But that's neither here nor there. Destiny. How do you feel about these teams?
GT just needs to find their footwork. They
Mhm.
have people like Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta doing well, but you know, even with Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta doing well, most of the time because he's still volatile, just I think they haven't found their solid last character yet, and even then, just worked out the kinks of the others. GT Goku, he was on a build to where he should have won this match. But he didn't because he did I think one ult. That was about it.
Oh, did he? I don't even remember him doing anything, but maybe he did.
And then like Sin, he do be trying. Not much you can do when your defense character with the healing just kind of gets stomped out by the rest by like overly offense, and he can't. And the one character he's tagging to doesn't want to finish the match.
True.
But for
Havok.
I was
Oh,
gonna,
sorry.
I didn't get my thing for RW. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
But for RW, considering how last season went with Tappy on his FA, I think they're starting to prove that they do still have that solid 5-man now that they picked up Yaj as a full-fledged member.
True. Speaking of RW, Havok, I feel like you have the most connection with them considering you loaned early Goku to them for 18. Are you regretting that now? How do you feel about the team in general?
Strong team. I did want to see like a little bit more from early Goku because last season he was very hit or miss, and
Mhm.
seeing him do good this season gives me a lot of confidence going into the next season, especially since we know the 18 loan isn't gonna happen next season.
Probably not, no.
Really? What's the reason for that?
They
They
want
want to
17.
use They want to use 18 next season.
Did you also want to use early next season?
I mean, I'd still rather have 18. I'd rather this be a permanent thing, but I can't be too mad with the way that early Goku's been.
Also, I know we don't have stats for RW on the screen here, but if you watched the match, and I know a lot of people did, my God,
and if you
my,
count, you better.
my God, did early Goku just show up
Oh,
with the Kaiokens this match?
just so annoying.
Yeah, didn't he go like
He
max power, use his max power, Kaioken, and then Kaioken again when he was almost
Yep.
out of ki?
And Kaioken gives him max keys, so yeah,
You want to know why Baby has low stats? He got
it's because of
murdered.
that.
He got murdered.
I still think Baby could easily be GT's strongest character if they put him on the correct build.
If they
I
put,
think
if
he's
they,
on the correct build.
I mean,
I don't know about that.
He was really good in 2020. In 2021,
I mean-
they didn't have him, but he's the reason Royals won the bowl.
I mean,
No, Videl was the reason they won the bowl.
Okay, we'll get to her.
I think I do have to partly agree with Havok. Like, the build they have him on is fine, but if they like gave him a lot more of like an offensive power with like not the defense as the blue, they gave him like maybe attack +1 or something. So I don't think they're actually using that as a yeah. I don't think they're using the attack +1 blue. Or if they gave him like super plus, gave him some key charge while giving him like stuff like melee. Like, he definitely seems like the character you want to have as either your all-rounder or like he specializes in one of the offensive types while still having like some defense as backup for when like he goes ape or something like that.
I think his finger blitz barrage is like his best tool that he has access to.
I see where you guys are coming from, for sure. About
Try
that.
I
and
just
do
feel like
something-
defense is where Baby needs to be.
Hold on, Fiora was saying something. Go ahead.
They could try and do something with Baby like the TOP did with him during the last offseason, where they basically did give him that sort of all-around offense. Like, I think they put him on like Super Plus 2, Fighting Spirit, and Sirius. Oh, granted,
We
you
had
don't
him
have
on
to go for
both.
that exact.
I said we had him on both,
Oh yeah. Luckily for
I
you,
said
Fiora.
and.
but
Like,
yeah,
they have to go-
he was good. He
They don't have to
definitely
go
likes to do a lot.
They don't have to go exactly for that, but just that general like offensive all-rounder seems to be like a good spot to put him in.
Especially since, other than the Super Saiyan 4s and Omega, like most of the time, because really you're only going to have access to one of the Super Saiyan 4s, like just innately there in Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, while Super Saiyan 4 Goku rarely gets to be transformed into, and while Omega does get to have like the transformation happen, he doesn't all the time like carry you the match. Most of the time, is Baby and Super Saiyan 4 is like how you think GT would be winning these matches.
Yeah. You guys are on the ball today. I'm loving this discussion. And now,
We still got 2
I am
matches to
ready.
go to.
Yes, I'm ready to move to my favorite match, match 7.
Of course,
Android,
it's your favorite.
Androids versus Budokai.
You know,
Oh,
actually, why not?
So I
Why
just
not?
realized
Apple
we're up
almost
against
lost
each
this
other
match.
next week.
Why, Anthony, why don't you take a step back since
oh,
it's
okay.
it's well, yours and Havok's match here. So
Hey, take the wheel, Destiny.
let's have team mechanicals, team computers, team team trash cans.
Whoa.
Team iPhone.
I think, whoa, we're an Android exclusive family here. Okay?
Sorry,
Circle
Google
snaps.
Pixel. I'll take it back. Team Google Pixel.
Team,
Hey,
team Play Store. There you go.
we're
Team Play
Galaxy
Store.
S22 Ultra here. Okay, thank you.
But listen, we have Team Toy Story versus Team Illegal Tournament. And that's the match.
Actually, yeah, they do pull a lot of illegal shit in the Budokai, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have 18 that was she threw just so the Hercule can win. Tao brought the hidden blade.
I'm pretty sure half the time they're not supposed to use Energy Blast and fly around in the tournament.
Videl versus Popovich was all a work. It was an act. It wasn't real. Don't let the camera tricks fool you.
I think
It
Yamcha's
was
the
all
only
planned out.
honest fighter, and we saw what happened to his leg because of that.
He gets beat every time because he doesn't play the game.
Yeah, because
His fault.
even Kid Q, like he's going 8.
Yeah, illegal transformation, man.
and their FA's their FA's way too their FA's way too strong. He literally one taps most of like their actual roster.
He's cheating. That's 2 people. It's literally 2 people fighting. That's disgusting.
It's a 2v1.
Yeah, and what do you think happened to Mighty Mask?
Right? Interesting. Conspiracies. DBZ League Conspiracy
Let's
Hour.
not forget, in the very first Budokai, Goku brought out his Nimbus outside Hell, and Roshi hypnotized him. There has to be something against the rules there.
And Tao, he brought in weapons. That's not allowed.
Yeah.
And technically, that shouldn't be allowed at all. Like, most of the Z fighters should just be disqualified. They're literally like nukes. They're literally walking nukes.
I mean, to be fair, Tao also entered the tournament while having a felony.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you can allow. There's a lot of scummy characters around the tournament. I think you can enter. If Vegeta can enter.
I'm pretty sure being a professional assassin is worth a little more than a felony.
So I think if Vegeta can enter, Tao can enter.
I mean, but literally, like, no one really remembers what Vegeta did. Some people remember what
do you
Tao
think they're
did.
running background checks? Hey Vegeta, where are you from? Oh, your planet's gone? Okay, planet Vegeta. Haha. Like what? They're not running background checks.
They just mark him up as a crazy person.
And also like, like they have talking dogs.
Anyway, the match.
Yes, the match.
Anyway, the match. So we have Team Play Store here. Got Android 16 giving Yamcha the hands, giving him 7K grabs.
I mean, 16 still lost to Yamcha.
No, he won.
No, he didn't. Even huffing too much copium, my friend.
He lost in spirit.
Folks,
Tao came in
ladies
and
and
shot him
gentlemen
with
watching,
one pew boy, and 16.
That's your brain on copium. You start making things up.
Actually, I guess that's why 16 looks pretty depressed in the background.
Yeah, he could only take down a Yamcha.
But
I mean,
getting into the nitty gritty, the real reason why this match was something to watch was not because of Yamcha or 18, or most of androids, to be honest. It was because of a certain ponytail person and an assassin just tagging every 20 seconds.
Honestly, think he has the fastest tag rate or like tag charge up thing.
Now, if only your builds didn't mess up and Videl actually had Savior at that point.
Yeah, for real though. But I don't know. If Tao did more than 20k, his tags would have mattered a lot more.
Alright, now, before we can get to how Anthony feels about this match, because pretty sure he'd be a little bit coping if Tachyon did a little bit more. Fiora, what do you think of these teams?
Not looking forward to the matchup against androids, which, by the way, is next week. I pay attention to the schedule.
And then the week after that, you got Budokai.
Yeah, the schedule just a big coincidence here, you know.
Yeah.
Wait, don't I have Budokai week 5 though, or is that week 4?
Week 5's divisionals for East or for West.
West guy.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I think I have Budokai next week.
Yep.
Oh,
We're all just in a beating circle with each other for the next 2 weeks.
look at this. Guys, don't tell all of Capsule Guy's secrets. It's almost like we set this up.
But if they paid attention, if they checked out the Discord where our thing for the schedule's at, they could just check it themselves.
Exactly. Join the Discord. Link in the description. Like, subscribe, smash that bell icon.
But yeah,
So,
Fiora, did you
as
have
I
anything
was
else?
saying, yes, I do have more things to say. So I'm interested. Why did you go with Super Perfect Cell? Was it just to change things up? Did you free up Ratars in that form? What's the reason?
He doesn't need EL, and he's super perfect.
But is he maximumist perfect?
Nah, he's just perfecter.
That's the new mod that's getting added soon. Don't spoil, guys, okay?
Oh no,
That's when he absorbs Android 15.
Oh no, we already know the new mod. It's Tapion going through Rudigan. That's the mod you guys already got because you have Tapion.
So yeah, it wouldn't be the
Mhm.
next one.
We want more.
You
More
don't
androids.
have to wait in line, buddy.
Yeah.
You don't have to wait in a long line.
Fiora, what do you think about Budokai? I'm curious.
I don't have the best opinion of Budokai, but that's mainly because this is the second season in a row that you've loaned out nearly half your lineup. It's just that just doesn't quite sit well with me, you know.
No loyalty in Budokai camp. Shots fired?
I mean, we already went over. We got a lot of scummy participants, so we gotta keep that going. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, interesting.
Practices with scummy people.
So on the alignment chart, Budokai's chaotic neutral?
So
Maybe?
no.
True neutral.
If at any point Budokai somehow gets the champ, that's when they truly become the illegal team, because the champ, I think, only remains the champ because one, he cheats. He makes he makes deals with people, and then he has Boo just all the time because he's the master of Boo. He just has Boo throw all the time.
He's Boo's friend, okay? Jesus, not
So
that.
what you're saying is, Derp should drop Herc so we can pick him up.
And then Herc, and then
That's gonna happen.
and then Herc is also the world savior, so everyone just roots for him anyway.
Yeah.
People are going to complain if he's ever dethroned. But he saved the world from Cell and Boo.
He is the world's greatest martial artist by far.
Back to all seriousness. Let's get on to the second man of the hour, because we already had the first man of the hour. Mr. Supporter of Play Store himself, Anthony. What do you think of your team this match? What do you think of Budokai?
Let me start. This match is like a warm blanket. I go back to it when I need comfort. Because oh man, you guys need some context for this. Join the Discord, you'll see. This coach of Budokai has been harassing me for
I don't know
weeks
about
before this event.
harassing.
Prior to this event, he kept telling me, Vidal's goated, she's gonna destroy your team. Easy L, easy dub for us. And God, it just feels so good when everything falls into place. All three of our main guys doing well. And Tapion, he decided, I'm gonna let the rest of our guys eat. I'll tag. Tagging is an illegal maneuver, and he chose to do it. Unlike Budokai, who do it constantly, by the way. Just saying. Pretty cowardly, if you ask me.
We play enough fighting games. We know how good tag fighters are.
Interesting. And it just feels good seeing Cell destroy half their team. 17, 12k B2s. What more can I ask for at that point? You know what I mean? And 16, earring man himself, love him. Budokai, you're a decent opponent. I would say it was hard, but I'd be lying. I'm only saying that because the coach is here.
But
I do want to point out, y'all's brought arguably one of your strongest, if not your strongest lineup, and we brought our worst lineup.
I mean, was the Clown Prince or the man in center on the field? If not, then I might not be.
You talk so much hype over Cell, and you're just gonna throw him to the wind like this.
Guys, clip it. He said it. Super 17, 19, better than everyone on his team.
I'm not. I'm just saying, when you have a team full of goats, it's hard to see. It's hard to tell who's the strongest, who's the weakest.
Clip it. He said it. Clown Prince, man in the center there, better than everyone in his team.
We nerfed ourselves. If we had Jiro, oh my, you couldn't stand a chance. You wouldn't stand a chance. It would have been over.
Weren't you the one who started the Jiro hate club?
I started. No, the Jiro hatred was years prior to me. I started the Jiro fan club. I love Jiro.
I feel like this is cap.
It's not.
If I can say something real quick, I just think both these teams are coping because I think everyone knows what the real matchup should have been for this match. Not 16 and Yamcha starting. We get him that Android 17 versus Android 18 starting at any point.
I don't even think they fought each other this whole match.
We're all waiting for like Sadistic Dance versus Sadistic 18. We're all waiting for Android 18 versus Android 17, brother and sister. Nah, when are y'all starting them?
I don't think 18 wants that smoke, honestly.
I don't think 18 wants to start, period.
Yeah, I don't think she'll get kind of creamed.
Man, I don't think 17 wants to either. But we all want it for the memes. Y'all get the third place. Y'all get the ball or something like that, y'all just fight each other in playoffs, whatever. Just start first match. Start Android 17 and Android 18. There you go.
I'll say this, Fiora, keep in mind, 17 can start. Don't think you're safe, okay? Just putting that out there. 17 can start. The savior is just a quality of life choice. We can put the savior on anybody.
Technically, 18
I'm not
can start
taking your bait there. I'm not gonna build my team with 17 as a starter in mind.
I mean, 10k B2 rip off the rip. That's kind of crazy. But
you may do it for one match. Just for a meme.
Yeah.
There might be a time where 16 wants that savior.
Or there might be a time where no one else likes to start, and you'd be like, okay, we're throwing you to the wolves. Yeah. But least favorite match didn't get my brother versus sister match that I was hoping for. Didn't get to see which one was the better sibling, which one was the better android, which one was the second best part of that android arc. Because we all know that Super 17's the best because it's 2 17s.
Maybe Budokai shouldn't have tagged as much.
The sad thing about that, they were matched up to come out at the second,
Mhm.
and none of them came out second.
Or
I'm pretty sure because your guys switched.
Yeah, our
Or-
Switch, and I believe your guys' has switched too.
yeah,
Yes, it did
or
actually. Tab
or
on
you
that
know,
side.
you guys can just have a gentleman's agreement, a good old gentleman's agreement. Start them both on attack builds.
We're androids. We're not man. So sorry.
Actually,
abide
you
by that.
actually you are, because the only actual android on your goddamn team are 19 and 16. The other three do have organics in them.
We're not man. We're above man.
17
In
is
Japan,
not
you're
a.
called Team Cyborg because
Yeah,
that's
it's
what
like-
they're called
It's like,
there.
have you guys ever seen X-Men? They don't call themselves
Yeah.
human. They call themselves mutants.
Yeah.
We're above man. We're
Yeah.
androids. Okay.
Actually,
But
Still
don't you have
not-
to exist from someone making you, so therefore you're below man?
Yeah.
Teams like Budokai just wouldn't get it.
yeah,
you know, maybe
technically,
some of them would.
technically the only people above man are 17, Super 17, and Cell on your team. The other two are below man.
Whoa, you saying whoa? Are elves below man? Tabion? Okay, kind of crazy. Didn't
Hey,
realize this is this kind of gas, but okay.
Yeah, hey, no, he's just hired. You just hired him. He's not on
He's
your.
a mercenary, but I respect him. Unlike other teams who don't respect their mercenaries.
Hey, I
like
don't-
Budokai.
we don't even have to hire our mercenary. He willingly comes to our aid.
Actually,
Yeah, because
Oh.
you need it.
the one they hired, they benched and still almost won.
Almost one is an overstatement.
He
Tabion had,
only
like,
won by
2
2
bars of that.
bars.
That's a lot.
That's not very much.
For a guy with Savior coming in, that's a lot. Because Tabion would have destroyed Vidal.
Nah.
Yeah, but
Vidal Odie.
not
Okay.
not the Noctapion. Like I respect the man. I want the man on my team, but like he ain't on that banner.
Well,
He ain't on that
that's for
banner.
logistical-
All I see
That's
are
for
the main five.
logistical reasons. That's for logistical reasons.
I mean, if we're being real, Vegeto's not on our banner either.
Yeah, trust me, the banner was for logistical reasons. Some team issues.
Also,
We'll
Vegeta was on my banner last season.
And he
as
was
the
like-
Jawbreaker.
And he was like,
Speaking of
but yeah,
Speaking of Derp, do we want to move on to match 8? Wrap this bad boy up.
it's already.
Yeah, we got the slander, we got the mudslinging. I just want. Here's the real serious question: Vidal, pigtails or short hair?
Pigtails.
Short hair.
Pigtails.
You guys. are
Short hair.
different.
We got the tomboy supremacy on one side versus the pigtails on the other.
You guys need to grow up,
No,
okay?
no.
She's
Grow-
not 5.
You know,
She's-
Short Hill Vidal's the one that lost to Spopovich, and we all know how bad Spopovich is.
you know what? No. Where my boys at? Adult Vidal. Where are we going?
Oh, don't listen. If
Where
you
we
guys
going?
play
She got that
Persona
drip.
4, if you guys play Persona 4 Chie, okay, that's my girl. Short hair, supremacy, tomboys for life. Fiora gets it.
Funny
Fiora
enough,
gets
Yeah,
it.
I've
it's
never-
trash. She's the worst Persona 4
Oh
best
my-
girl.
And Yukiko's right there, but okay, we're not getting
Yeah.
into this, but
We're getting way too off topic here.
Moving,
to my match, please.
while we move on, fun fact: I've never played a Persona game, so
no, emulated. Jesus. Okay.
anyway, match 8.
Match 8, Cold versus Derp. Unfortunately, this was Cold being also one of the stronger teams in the league. They got King Cold, who dominated Kui, and I would say dominated Herc, and Zarbon did his thing, and then the Twin Freezes, they came in and cleaned up. Let's go to Havok. Fiora, you will be last because you have a lot to say. I can already tell. So let's start Havok. How are you liking these teams, my friend?
Code is goaded. They got Zarbon working in his base form of all things.
Right?
Base form Zarbon has been kind of killing it, and then King Cold has always just been one of the stronger characters on Cold.
He was top 5 last season.
Yeah. And then they just kind of put Derp in their place. bottom of the leaderboard where they belong.
Whoa. A lot of animosity.
Wow, the venom in that statement.
Ooh, all right, let's cool off a little bit. Destiny, level-headed South Kai supremacy take. How you feeling about these teams? What are you looking at?
Eric's a cheat code, but the two freezes are more of a cheat code.
I like that. Put that on a T-shirt. Sell it. DBZ League merch.com
actually,
in the
no,
description.
Team Cold, more like Team Konami code.
Actually, no, wait, no, I got you one better. Derp has the cheat code in Herc. Cold has the cheat code in Supernova. It's not even a character.
We're writing that on a shirt. It's in dbzleague.merch.com. Check it out below in the description. Smash that like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification,
All right, so
and join the Discord, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, whatever we got.
we're not even at that point yet, but if you want to tell staff you making shirts, be my guest.
And Fiora, the man of the hour. Dissect this, please. Tell us the inside baseball knowledge.
So going into the match, I fully expected to lose. It's why Salza was the bench. Well, part of why. Also because the two freezes, I expected them to be in because Mecha was the bench week 1. I didn't think that they would bench Frieza so early, and I feared that ult spam, which would just completely hard counter Salza, which is why I benched him, and gave Dodoria the eternal life in his place.
That's fair.
And
I seen that
this
change.
match was just a very... It was basically lost from the start because of how far behind Kui fell behind King Cold. Because of his eternal life. Kui, he did about just under 20k, but King Cold had almost 3 health bars by the time he died because of that eternal life, which was just such a massive gap. It was basically impossible to win right from the start. And then you have Mecha tagging at his 3rd bar. It was just completely hopeless.
I mean,
we also got more head charge jank. Last week we had the explosive wave ult versus false courage head charge, where the head charge loses. And this time we got the head charge just completely missing for some reason.
Would you say that when your team is in, they derp? The game derps?
that is the name of the team.
I don't know how else to put it. Dodoria, nice last stand, all things considered, but it wasn't enough. And, Supreme Kai, pretty solid on the pure tank build, doing his 40k. It's just, it was such a massive gap to close right at the start.
Yeah.
I know you said the ping / headbreaker missed, and it wasn't even just it missed. Frieza dodged it and ran back, and normally when that happens to a character, they get hit by the ping, right? No, he stayed just far enough, and Dodoria just stayed just out of range to where the ping ran out, while Frieza was still like 5 feet behind him.
It was definitely a clippable moment, which you should put in the comments on every match. Timestamp the clip, and we'll put it in a short, and you might get some credit on it. We'll put your name in there too.
And also, this is the second week in a row where it happens to Derp and it happens to Dodoria. This man just can't catch a break, or he's just trying to make it so we get more subscribers.
I mean, Dodoria, for all the trouble he has been put through,
still one of my best characters so far.
Exactly, yeah, he's been consistently good.
Oh no, I'm just saying he's getting unlucky.
Yeah, true. I like both these teams. I see futures with both of them easily making the playoffs. I wish you guys luck. I know this is tough break, Derp. Tough streak. You might go 0-3, but don't let that get you down because it's a marathon, not a sprint. We all know
Honestly,
this.
wouldn't be surprised if I go 0-5. This is a rough start to a season.
0-5, as long as you
y'all
win
definitely
a
ain't getting the
divisional.
win over us.
Oh well, you can get the win over Budokai.
Well,
Don't worry, I believe in you.
guess shall we get to moving?
I don't believe in me.
We still got the next slide and the predictions to get to, and we're already like an hour and something in.
Oh,
Yeah, we've gone on some massive
Destiny.
tangents because we're all tangentially related because of scheduling. Let's move
Exactly.
on.
We're
Oh.
vibing. Let's go to these power
Also,
rankings.
we
The
took
two creators.
Also, we took maybe like 10 minutes just laughing in my match because of the stupid names.
Listen, let's
Team
move on
Rotten
to the
Tomatoes,
next
right?
slide. Yeah. Team
Alright,
IMDb.
anyway.
The power rankings. We have the team power rankings, and we have a more specific character power rankings. Both the creators of which are here. How about you guys, instead of, we can see it, right? Everybody can see how it changes. Let's talk about why you wanted to do it and, your thought process about going into it. Fiora, you start first. You're the OG here.
So the reason I went with tier lists is because someone else at the time, I believe in season 2020, was making them, and they were part of the cast and all that. But then they just sort of vanished from the face of the earth around like week 9 or so. And then I just decided to take up that mantle and made tier lists for the rest of the season. And I figured, hey, I've been wanting to just catch back up on all the league history because I definitely haven't been around for everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I figured, hey, since I'm doing tier lists now, why not do it for league history? And because I am not insane, so I didn't want to watch every match twice and go over meticulous details typing out the stats for every match. I decided to go with eyeballing the health bars, taking healing into account, instead of, just doing it like the official stats would. I would honestly be way burned out and might have even just dropped being a coach if I went that way. Because there's just so much,
Yeah, that's understandable.
And Tosh, I know you don't like it, but the reason I weight Gotenks' score based on his starting HP is because a character doing 60k when they had 70k health, it doesn't sound as impressive as if they had 40k,
I understand your logic when it comes to that.
Like, relative to your health, relative to your starting health, how well did you do,
Good thing you didn't come in this week. You didn't have to do it.
True. You didn't have to worry about it.
Every time Gotenks is on one of my tier lists, Toast just loses 5 brain cells and a part of his soul dies.
Now, Havok, you're the new guy on the block. Tell us about your tier list and what inspired you to make the team power rankings.
I got bored one day and was like, yeah, this would be fun. And then I was kind of enjoying doing it, so I just kept doing it. And it's like a lot of sports stuff, like football and baseball and stuff, they have team power rankings and such. So I was like, why not do that for the league?
Well, I just want to say that I thank both of you for taking the time out and giving us this so that we can have something to look forward to every week and have something to discuss about in the Discord and in the comments below if you want to comment. All of us are looking there. We all have a good time reading your stuff, and we take every critique and praise into consideration for every future Capsule cast. So, round of applause, invisible claps, clap, 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 for Fiora and Havok. Thank you. Now, are you all ready for predictions? My favorite part.
Actually, I will say one thing. For Fiora, I even though I miss the names because they did bring up funny moments, I understand why you don't do them anymore. And like I really understand.
Coming up for weeks for the names for those every week was an absolute nightmare. I am never doing that on a weekly basis.
Or
I might for the end of season average list, but no more. I am done naming these.
I was actually about to ask you, could you do them for the end of season since it's just all in one?
Probably depends on how I'm feeling because it takes up so much time. It took so much time and energy out of me to come up with names for the tiers every week.
Mm-hmm.
Like I suck at naming things, so having to come up with like 10 different names without trying to be too repetitive every week was a nightmare.
I come up for
Well, we
different
believe in
reasonings
you.
for it too.
We believe in you, and regardless, we appreciate the time you take to
Yeah.
count up all the stats.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We ready to move on to predictions?
I do want to point out all the trash
Oh.
talk you did on Videl. Look at her right underneath 17.
Look
Yeah,
her.
underneath.
Look at
Crazy.
her. No, but you.
Also, look at the people on the same tier as her. Fucking goated.
But
Yeah,
you,
they lost.
But you know who's with 17?
Napa?
Napa,
Napa.
the Frieza soldier,
Oh,
aka Jiren.
by the way, the reason for Frieza Soldier instead of Jiren is because the tier list I use does not have a Jiren proxy. Unless someone edits that, I'm not putting in the effort there.
All right, boys. I'm ready. I've been waiting all this time for this. Our time to predict and be right or wrong. You ready, Destiny?
I'm ready.
All right. GT versus Sentai. I am going to err on the side of Sentai, even though I want them to lose because they're my Kai. I feel like they have all of their pieces together, and GT need to work it out. And they just seem like a very hard team to beat right now. Havok, what do you think?
I think Sentai wins that easily.
Okay.
I will forever vote against GT until Baby does what I know he can do.
You
A
also
little
have to,
biased,
you
but you
also
know
have
what?
to,
Low bias.
you also have to take into account that division will start the very next week for GT here.
True. Fiora, GT Sentai, who you got?
I gotta give it to Sentai here because they've just been insanely strong this entire offseason and main season. Like the only match they lost was against Royals, and it was within half a bar.
Yeah.
And it's not like they're just relying on like one or two heavy hitters. No, like Jiren is more than carrying his weight. Birder is more than carrying his weight. Saiyaman, of all people, has been carrying his weight a lot lately.
The sad thing is that Tao has been their worst character so far.
And
We
he's
know how
solid.
good Tao is.
And they paid for him.
It's crazy.
I know that feeling of the FA being your weakest link. I know that feeling all too well.
Now, Destiny, what do you think about GT Sentai?
My heart says GT, but logic says Sentai, so I'm going with Sentai.
Okay. Well, that's fair. You want GT to win, they're the underdogs here, but I get it. Sentai is an indomitable force. We gotta respect them.
Also, I feel like GT has deserved trying to get a win, especially with how the last 2 weeks went for them.
Yeah. It's hard not to root for them. Alright, next match. Androids Derp. Meet Fiora. Let's just get this out of the way. Who you voting for?
I got it on Androids. You got the home map.
Oh. I vote for myself. We got some stuff cooking for you, brother. And I feel like I got your bench figured out. So we'll see. Havok, who you got? Androids Derp.
I want Derp to win. Although they are, I would love for them to go 0-5 until after we beat them. I need them to get a few wins so that they're on about the same level as hybrids, so that they can knock them out of playoffs. Because obviously, I'm getting the bye week.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So you want Derp to win. Destiny,
Yeah.
who you got?
Alright, well, it's tough. Because also considering who's coming back in for both teams, which is Super 17 and Salza, two relatively decent to strong characters.
Fair.
And considering Androids have the home map, I'm gonna have to actually. This is really tough. Sorry. I'm going to have to give it to. Sorry, Derp, but I'm gonna have to say androids.
All right, 4-0 Sentai, 3-1 Androids. Let's go to Rugrats.
As
Oh.
far as what you can expect, attack +5 Herc, super +2, who unleash latent power Dodoria,
we
Salsa on Halo,
Super
the
Bro.
Supreme Kai on
You got
attack
UDW?
-5.
Super -3
UDW.
Qui.
Yeah. Can't wait. All right, we got Royals and Cold. Oh, sorry, Rugrats and Cold. I'm blind.
I read that wrong too, don't worry.
That's kind of hard when you
I-
have 3 teams that start with R.
Honestly, I really like both these teams. I'm friends with both their coaches. I'm gonna have to give it to Cold though. We got Cooler coming in for them, and for Rugrats, they got a Rayleigh, both very good. But I think Rugrats have to bench somebody pretty good coming up, and Cold can bench. They have a lot of options, right? So I'm going with Cold. How you feeling, Destiny?
You know, I would have said cold till remembering Aurelie comes back, and that Aurelie is kind of one of the big counters to what Cold likes to do, which is sit back, get some spam in, maybe spam an ult or something, because Aurelie is just an android that can hit very hard if he wants to.
That is true. She is lethal when
And
she
then-
needs to be.
Then I don't think they're going to do fusions for this, considering how it worked this week with a ult spam.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to have to give it to Rugrats just because like Aurelie can really slow down the match for Cold if need be, and not to say the rest of Rugrats is weak, because like Kid Trunks can just blow a character up like how 3 members of Cold like to do, and then
Yeah.
Cell Jr. and Goten, and Cell Jr. and Goten can also keep it going. But I will say, Rugrats, watch your FA after this match. Just a warning, it's Frieza and you versus Cold. Don't pull the same mistake we did last year.
So you're saying bench him against Cold? Interesting. Okay.
Oh no, not even mention. Just watch out.
All right.
I swear, there's a curse for whenever Frieza's on your team as an FA and you're fighting Cold.
Hey, I believe you. Havok, what are you thinking? Rugrats Cold.
So it's less that I want Rugrats to lose, but I kind of need them to lose this match because I would like to have some leeway room between Rugrats. But at the same time, I do think Cold would win or will win this, just because Cooler's a monster, Zarbon's a monster, and King Cold are just their whole roster is just easily a bowl contender.
Yeah, that is fair. And last but not least, Fiora. Who you got? Rugrats Cold.
Conflicted on this one because on one hand, I would just view Cold as an overall stronger team right now,
Mm-hmm.
but you guys brought it up that Aurelie's kind of a hard counter to them.
Yeah.
And I do see them putting Trunks back on that ult spam build that they've had him on for a while in testing, so I gotta give it to Rugrats.
Oh man, 2-2. Rugrats Cold. Sounds like it's gonna be a fun match regardless. Let's move on to the first divisional of the 2022 season. Bujans versus ED, both North Kai teams. Bujans bringing back Majin Buu, ED bringing back Tien. I like Bujans, but I think ED are pressed for a win, and they're going to pull out all the stops boost-wise to get that win. So I think ED are going to come back with a vengeance on this divisional. What do you think, Havok?
I'm in favor of Bujans just because ED is going to be bringing in Tien. I doubt they bench Krillin here, so that's 2 defense plus characters going up against Bujans that kind of do a lot of damage and eat through that.
Isn't Krillin primarily on attack?
I thought he was defense.
He runs both.
This
He
week.
could be either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depends on what, you know.
Bujans kind of just do a lot of damage, so that defense, the ED not being able to chunk them as much, I think Bujans just win the grind game.
Fiora.
This is tough because it's a divisional. We can expect them to bring in their best members.
Mm-hmm. Or at the very least, the members they think will do well against the opponent.
That too. Yeah, this is another tough one. I would have to give it to Bujans though, because it feels like they've had a bit of a stronger start this season compared to Earth Defenders, especially since it really feels like Vegeta's been struggling a lot this season and the off season.
Yeah, that's fair. Destiny, my co-host extraordinaire. Who do you got? Bujans or ED?
I will say this is a tough one because while like on paper, Bujans should probably win the matchup. ED, I've been known, bring it back. You also have to consider this is a divisional. Anything can go any which way, and there's
boosts are a big factor.
Yeah, boosts are a big factor. Placements are big factors. Just so, like, if this was based on last season, I would probably say ED. But since it's not, you have to still consider everything happening. And you know, I will say ED, but just because I think overall, even if you know Vegeta isn't doing as well, I think they're more as a team and are able to bring it back by a whole lot if they need to. While
they got the clutch factor.
Yeah, they have a lot of the clutch factors like Enku, both of the mid Super Saiyans firing off if they need to, Tien as we know. And then if they do bring Krillin, Krillin is still a solid character even if he's on defense or attack. While I just think Bujans recently haven't, while stat-wise they're not struggling that much, I just think like Spopovich and sometimes Kid and Evil Boo are like struggling in terms of like just getting their damage out. So I'm gonna have to say ED.
It's split decision as expected of a divisional. Hopefully it's fun. Speaking of, next divisional in North Kai, Muscle versus RW. RW bringing in their probably strongest member, debatable, and Vegeta, and Muscle bringing in the guy they picked up last season, who's been on and off, but still pretty solid, Raccoon. I am going to have to go with RW. I feel like the end Vegeta bring in is very strong, regardless of who they bench. Probably going to be Yajirobe.
Isn't it Devilman?
Oh, did they? Oh, they did. Oh my goodness. Oh, they're bringing in Devilman. That's a tough matchup for RW because RW's full of good characters.
There literally was no good matchup for Devilman last week, even with Devilmite Beam as a factor. Still no.
I guess that reinforces my decision. Then RW for sure. I feel like it's gonna take this. They're bringing in their strongest, and Muscle's bringing in an FA that's pretty not tested. So I gotta go RW here. What do you think, Fiora?
The fact that they have to bring in Devilman just is going to really drag them down because his Devilmite Beam matches up terribly against most of that roster, if not the entire roster.
Yeah. Even M Vegeta probably doesn't take that much from it.
I think he takes 12k because you.
Oh.
Because he's still pretty evil for most of the arc.
I think either N Vegeta or Maju would take the most.
Nah,
Yeah.
not Maju. Because he's like supposed to be the quote unquote pure reincarnation of Kid Buu.
I mean,
He still has Majin Buu in him, so it's hard to tell. We
even-
all know that early Ku and Ader aren't taking that much damage though, so you know.
I mean, Goku's just don't generally. Goku's in base don't generally take much either. It's when they go like
Yeah.
Super Saiyan, that's when they start taking a little bit more.
Yeah, that is an interesting mechanic.
I mean, Super Saiyan
So,
has to do with anger and shit.
are you going with RW this Fiora?
Honestly, I would have to, because Muscle's just been struggling in general, and they now have to bring in a character who just matches up poorly in terms of like, if you're talking about anything Devilman wise, you're talking about his ult, and his ult is very bad here.
Yeah. Havok, give me your thoughts, brother. Who you got?
So, I think Muscle's gonna try to do some big braining and use Zenny to FA swap out Devilman and Raccoon.
Do they even have enough to do it?
I believe they do.
How much do you need? 5?
And considering they got Devilman as an FA, they definitely
Like 2?
should have enough.
They might have 2. It might just be 2 to swap out. If
I
so,
think it
then
is too.
yeah, you have enough then. So they might. Hey,
And then, even then, I still think RW wins.
Mm.
Early Goku's been insane, and Vegeta coming in is crazy. And then Ader's just always been good. Arguably one of the best androids.
he is top 5 for sure out of all of them, I would say. How you feeling?
RW's got the win.
How you feeling, Destiny? Is it gonna be a sweep or are you gonna go Muscle?
I like if they take out Yaj for end, definitely think RW has this, but since it's a divisional, I doubt Muscle will be benching like Trunks in 13, which still, if like we saw how Trunks did, last week against, even though Nam isn't like that great at, even though Nam isn't like the end all be all character, Future is still a good character, and Trunks took hands with them. If Trunks doesn't transform until like he really has to, and 13 is back to form, I'm going to have to go with Muscle just because you never know with their team, especially in a divisional with boost coming in, or the potential swapping in of a character. By the way, I'm looking that up right now.
Muscle has 15 Zenny, by the way.
Yeah, they have enough regardless.
Yeah, rotating characters to Zenny by the website standards.
All right. Well, sounds like we all agree RW is pretty strong. Let's move on to Namek versus Cinema.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna Budokai this week. Apparently, I think that is week.
That's next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's next week.
One of these
Okay,
teams will
week
take their
4 and
first
then
loss.
division.
Both undefeated. Nails coming in for Namek and Broly's coming in for Cinema. You know,
You also have to remember.
Namek
It's well, actually, since I'm not facing any of you guys this week, I can disclose information, and we have to remember Namek has the divisional the very next week.
Sure. If you would like to disclose information prior to our, go right ahead.
All right. So we are going to start. We're going to bench Basha because she has the weakest matchup here. And we're starting Janemba because he has the best out of everyone. He has the best starting matchup against anyone on our team. That is for their team.
And I'm guessing you're voting yourself?
Actually, if both Late Piccolo and Nuova are in, we're screwed.
Okay.
So, if I'm gonna still vote myself because not just
Mhm.
because it's my team, but I actually have faith in my team considering that everyone
Yeah.
has like gone up in quality. But if I will just say if Late Piccolo and Nuova are in, they're kind of the Namek two-man squad, and Nuova necessarily had both of them are technically one of the hardest matchups for my team to overcome. So if they're both in, we're screwed.
I mean, they do got a divisional next week.
Yeah, that's the only hope. They bench him for a divisional.
Mm.
But anyone else, go ahead.
Fiora, how are you feeling? Oh, bless you.
Namek would have. If Namek were to put in Nova and Piccolo coming off of this week, I don't see Cinema being able to win it.
Mm,
Just because it's so absurd what those two can do.
that's true.
But at the same time, considering they have a divisional the week after, it's pretty likely that they'll end up benching one of them. So I have to give it to Cinema. If that were to be the
Oh.
case.
Havok, your turn. Who you got?
I think a lot of Oasis's strategy going into this season has been just top heavy, top load everything. So I feel like they're just gonna, for however many weeks they can get away with it, they're gonna keep Piccolo and Nuova in. So I honestly think Namek takes the win here.
I also think Namek takes the win. I think Late Piccolo and Nail are gonna show out, and I think King. Did I say Nail? Sorry, King is coming back in. Sorry. King, King and Late Piccolo are going to show that they are really good, and I think Broly might struggle a little bit. So I'm gonna take Namek on that one, and we
This
are split.
this could potentially be either one of the closest or one of the most stomp heavy matches of the season.
I think that's
and
what
the
week 8's gonna be.
Well, yeah, and week 8, but
Or not week 8, match 8.
Let's see, Kaiju versus Hybrids. Kaiju are bringing back.
Gohan.
They are bringing back. Oh yeah, adult Gohan, and Hybrids are bringing back Sword Trunks. I'll say Kaiju. They have a very strong lineup. They can easily bench Scouter Vegeta, who was the weak link this week, and just slot in adult Gohan and do their thing. Hybrids will make it a good fight, but I think Kaiju will take it. How you feel, Destiny?
God, it's really hard because with Kaiju this season, they're very explosive with the damage from Bardock and Adult Gohan.
Mm-hmm.
If they bench Scouter, I don't know how that will go because Scouter has been one of their top 3 characters. Even if he was a weak link this week, that's just because he really got blasted to oblivion.
True.
But you also have to consider hybrids. Like, they're not a team to sleep on, and they did just get the first elite of the main season. Not the first elite of the entire season, because that goes to Namek. But
main season. Yeah.
But I mean, like, Ultimate Gohan himself is basically a power of 3 characters combined. So I think if Ultimate stays in with Sword Trunks coming in, who we've seen like has really improved over the course of the seasons, and like if Nom's out, who technically would be the one that, other than Teen, is the one that kills the most, I would say I have to say hybrids.
Okay. Fiora.
Like Hybrids to lose because they're in my division. But this is a tough one because if Ultimate Gohan didn't get that elite, I would give this to Kaiju hands down because I feel like Kaiju's just been absurd
Yeah.
this season. But with that elite in mind, I just can't tell, and honestly, I'm not gonna vote. I don't know.
You want to abstain?
Gonna abstain. I'm sorry, that's not how that works.
Actually,
pick
we
one.
can.
No, I'm making them. You gotta pick one.
Anthony, there is no written rule that we have to vote.
This time, it is. You gotta vote Fiora. No offense, Sydney. Flip a coin if you got to.
Then, heads I vote hybrids, tails I vote Kaiju.
There you go.
Fair, let the coin decide. The ultimate coin.
Tails, so
Ultimate
Kaiju.
coin, Han.
Okay, Kaiju. Havok, I hope you got a choice. Hope you're not abstaining too.
So, unlike y'all, I'm sleeping on hybrids. I think Kaiju's gonna win, mainly out of bias, because divisionals, and also because they have 3 of my top 5 Saiyans on their team, so they gotta win.
Okay.
You know, it'd be like that.
Am I the only one
I get
voting
you.
for hybrids?
Seems like you are, my friend.
I mean, when you got 2 West
well,
Kai people.
okay. I mean, to be fair, one of them voted for Kaiju because of a coin toss, and also because he couldn't abstain, even though technically you can't.
I mean, even then, you'd be the only one voting for hybrids.
Fair. And
Let's move on.
I may just see too much
to-
power in Ultimate Gohan.
Maybe. Not unfounded. Let's see. Budokai versus Royals. Havok, who do you have to bring in this week?
Does this get posted after builds,
Oh,
or?
yeah, this always gets posted on Friday,
Yes.
which is after builds.
Okay, so yeah.
Royals are bringing back Majin Vegeta, obviously. But who? Tell me your line.
So we did some spicy things for this week.
Mm,
Yamcha's going to be the bench sitter of the week, and because Yamcha's out and Vegito's coming in, Vegito gets to take the attack. Yep, he gets to take the EL and the attack +2. So we've seen how
Mm.
strong Vegito's been. He's going to be that, but more.
Interesting. Okay.
What are you gonna sack though for the extra slots for EL though?
I believe we sacked Rush Blastery, which is fine considering he's getting an extra attack +1, and I believe he's always had Sirius. Yeah, he's always had Sirius.
Now, I'm guessing you're voting for yourself, Havok, for Budokai.
I think this is gonna be a coin toss on if it's going to be a absolute stomping one way or the other, or if it's gonna actually be a close match.
Mm.
It all depends on what Royals decide to bench or bring in.
Amazon, you win because of the Deborah curse.
Interesting.
What is the
Okay, so-
Deborah curse? Just him being bad in main season?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does
off-season
amazing in
all-star.
testing, and then he drops the ball in the main season.
Also, we got Videl, so, you know,
Mm,
the real
so 2
reason
for
Royals
Budokai.
won the bull.
It's 2 for Budokai. Destiny, who do you got?
I would say Budokai, but considering how close Royals brought it last week without Majin Vegeta, and if they benched, even with Deborah not doing well, they still have taken games into their own hands, especially with King Vegeta's Giant, Slug's Giant, arguably 2 of the best Giants that aren't Rudigarn or Giant 8 Baby.
Explosive waves.
The explosive waves, the darkness eye beam from Slug. They have Meta, which is arguably one of the best, in my opinion, people to like slow down a match and bring it into his, and just keep chipping and chipping for more damage of the season. And then Majin Vegeta, which is one of, I just think, the best like explosive powerhouses. And to be fair, if they have Videl, they still have to worry about Giants.
Yeah, I was gonna say, surely they don't ban or bench Slug considering Videl.
So you also have to realize Royals have a divisional next week.
Yep, that's the thought process we had. We knew that it was either going to be Slug or Cooler benched, and there's no way they bench Slug into Videl.
Mm-hmm.
Alright,
But
well, I'm gonna go
yeah,
Royals.
no Royals.
I'm gonna go Royals too. Majin Vegeta, GG, and Budokai got Videl, so L.
What do you mean, L? She's
I
the
rest
reason
my-
Royals
this-
won the bowl.
If you
All
gave her
right.
her short hair, then I'd give you the win. But
Nah,
you're
if we
not.
gave her the
so-
short hair, she would be guaranteed
Grandpa
L.
Gohan could have
Listen,
been in
the
Videl's
tomboy
spot, and Royals would have
supremacy
won the
would
bowl.
be too much for Royals to handle.
I mean, I just picked Royals because I think their team is better.
Oh, yeah. Now, are we ready to wrap this bad boy up, Destiny? Call it a day.
Yes, it's been 2 hours.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching Capsule Cast. Hope you enjoyed. I've said it a lot of times. Go to Discord, go to the website, Twitter, TikTok. Hit that like, subscribe, bell notifications, smash them. Thank you all for coming. And if you have any comments, comment down below your favorite team, who you support. If you're not in the Discord, we still love you. I've been your host, Anthony.
I've been your co-host, Destiny.
Special guest and tier list maker Fiora.
Yeah, that. But Havok.
Overall nuisance, Havok.
Professional shit talker Havok.
Mhm,
The man who
mhm.
refuses to put Videl in their best costume, Havok.
True. And we'll see you next time. Bye bye.
See you.